Hi. All right. Let's read our colored book for week 6 already of this distance learning. I miss you guys more and more every single day. I hope you're all doing well. Today's story is called Planet Power. If we look, it is narrative nonfiction. Nonfiction means real, yes, and narrative means it's written like a story. So it's going to give us real information, but it's written like a story. Remember, grab your paper and pencil so you can write down your answers to your stop and check questions and send me pictures when you get them done, and we will talk about them when I call. If you do them on Wonders, great. Get on Wonders when we're done here and type in your answers. Okay. Planet Power. Here we go. Introduction. We use energy for many things. We use it to light and heat our homes. We use it to run our computers. Energy is incredible. Most of the energy that we consume comes from using and burning fossil fuels. Oil, gas, and coal are fossil fuels. Fossil fuels were formed from plants and animals that lived millions of years ago. Here is a caption. It says, burning fossil fuels pollutes the air. Let's read this page. Fossil fuels are not renewable. They can only be used once. One day they will run out. The sun, water, and wind are renewable sources of energy. Solar energy comes from the sun. Wind energy comes from the wind. Water energy comes from water. Renewable energy does not pollute the air. It can be used again and again. It is no coincidence that many people try to use renewable energy. We can use energy from the wind to power our homes. We can use energy from the sun to heat them. We can use energy from water to make electricity. This picture says wind farms power millions of homes in the United States. So these spin with the wind and it creates power for us. Chapter 1. Water Power. People have always used water as a source of energy. In ancient times, people used the moving water in rivers and streams to turn water wheels. They used the water wheels to mill or grind flour. Later, people built dams across rivers. The energy of the water from a dam makes electricity. The movement of the water turns machines called turbines. The turbines then generate electricity. This picture says a dam stores water, which is then used to generate electricity. This next page. Oil is one of our main sources of energy. In the 1970s, there was not enough oil. A scientist named Stephen Salter looked at ways to use energy from the ocean waves. Salter invented a machine called the Salter duck. It moved up and down on the ocean waves. A turbine inside the duck converted or changed each movement into electricity. People didn't think that the Salter duck would be strong enough in storms. Scientists kept on working on the Salter duck. Here is a picture. This is the ocean floor. These are waves, and then it would move it, and this is the turbine. So it says the Salter duck moves back and forth on the waves. This causes a turbine inside the duck to move. The movement of the turbine makes electricity. It is hard to capture the energy of ocean waves. Strong winds and waves can damage equipment. Also, when there is no wind, there are no waves. People are still working to make energy from waves. A wave farm was built off the coast of Oregon in 2010. People want wave energy that is efficient and costs less money. Up, up, and away! Water jetpacks are powered by water. They can lift a person into the air. A water jetpack can move at almost 30 miles per hour. That's pretty interesting. All right. How can we use water to make energy? Let's restate. We can use water to make energy by, and then fill in your answer. Go back and think about that duck on that last page. Go back here and think about how the water here was creating energy when this was the waves. And then what did it do there? Think about that. All right, chapter 2, Earth's heat. Water, wind, and solar energy rely on the weather. Wind energy needs wind. Solar energy needs sun. There is one renewable energy source that doesn't depend on the weather. Geothermal energy comes from the heat inside Earth. Hot springs are one form of geothermal energy. People began using geothermal energy thousands of years ago. They used it to cook, wash, and keep warm. Here is a picture of a hot spring, and it says hot springs release hot water from the ground. And they were saying thousands of years ago, people would use some of that to cook, wash, and to keep warm. People found more ways to use geothermal energy in the 19th century. In 1931, a plumber used a hot water well to heat a home in Oregon. The plumber set up some pipes that ran into the hot water well. The water inside the pipes heated up in the well. The water then flowed into the house. This system was an important development in geothermal heating system. Here is a picture, and it says the pipes carry heat from under the ground into the house that uses the geothermal energy. So this is under the ground, and then these pipes are going to run into the house, and that's going to bring that hot steam and hot water into the house. Today, geothermal systems are insulated in buildings such as houses, schools, and offices. Geothermal energy is efficient and clean. It is cheaper than using fossil fuels. Geothermal systems in houses use heat pumps. Pipes carry heat from under the ground to the heat pump in winter. The pump takes heat out of the home in summer and returns it to the ground. Stop and check. How do people use geothermal energy? Let's restate. People use geothermal energy by, or if you don't want to put by, you can say for. What do they use it for? Remember, if you have to, pause. Go back and look at your other pages. Here is a picture of a home geothermal heating system. So heat travels from under the ground to the geothermal heat pump. The heat pump sends the warm air through the house. And there's a picture of the pipes underground up into the heat pump in the house, and then pipes to run out through the house. Chapter 3, Sun Power. Solar energy comes from the sun. It does not pollute the environment. Solar energy is renewable. People have used the sun's energy for thousands of years. The ancient Greeks built their homes to face the sun. The ancient Romans used glass in their windows. The glass trapped the sun's heat. Today, some buildings have solar panels on their roofs. Solar panels convert energy from the sun into electricity. And here's a picture of some solar panels on a house, and it says solar panels trap the sun's rays to generate electricity. So it helps heat the house. Engineer Paul MacCready helped make an aircraft called the Solar Challenger. It was powered by the sun. The Solar Challenger flew from France to England in 1981. The flight took 5.5 hours. Since then, other solar aircraft have been built. Some gather information to help scientists study the weather. The aircraft don't have pilots. Here is a picture of the Solar Challenger, and it has solar panels on its wings to make it go. And there are no pilots. Here is a picture of the International Space Station, and it is powered by solar energy. Sometimes we use machines that we can't plug in an ordinary power supply. The International Space Station is such a machine. It runs on solar energy. It was launched into space in 1998. The station has 8 solar panels. These panels generate all of the electricity for the station. Solar panels in space might help power Earth one day. They could generate energy 24 hours a day. Solar panels on Earth only work during the day. Scientists need to figure out how to send this energy to Earth in a safe and inexpensive way. So, how can we use solar energy? So, go back and think about the solar panels on the roof, the solar panels on the aircraft. How can we use solar energy? So, let's restate. We can use solar energy by, or you could say we can use solar energy for, and then go ahead and fill in your answer. The race is on. The Solar Decathlon challenge takes place every 2 years. Teams of students compete to build the best solar-powered house. They look for new ways to use renewable energy. These houses could be built in the future. Conclusion. Today, we are facing an important problem. We have to find enough energy to meet our needs. There will be harmful consequences if we use energy sources that aren't renewable. Using fossil fuels causes pollution. Fossil fuels will also run out. People are looking for ways to use more renewable energy. It will be a long time before we use renewable energy for all of our needs. Yet, people are inventing exciting new things all the time. The future looks bright for renewable energy. And here is a picture that says this solar power plant in the Mojave Desert in California generates electricity for thousands of people. So we're already starting to use those better sources of energy instead of those non-renewable sources. All right, great job, guys, and I will talk to you soon.